Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout for Traci Reed Designs, and we are scrap lifting Luly, who is one of the design team members, and so I'll have her Instagram linked in the description box below, so you can go and see all of her amazing work that she has done over on Instagram. In the corner, or at the beginning of the video and up in the corner, I will have the layout that I chose to scrap lift. And I definitely took inspiration of the circular elements on her layout, as well as the sort of, they're not film strip, I guess they're kind of film strips, but they're like the real kind of, I don't remember what they're called, but this is, let me pull it out here so you can see what I mean. These little things, I forget what they're called, the slides, something along that line. So those are definitely sort of the elements that I pulled from her sketch, and I think it looks pretty close to hers. It's definitely in keeping with her sketch for sure. Not her sketch, but her layout. I am using the Radiate Joy collection, which was the free collection that Traci put out this year. So you can check it out at her blog, which I'll also have her blog and her website, which I'll have linked down below. So that is the collection I'm playing with, and I did start out with, I have this pattern, this solid cardstock, I should say. I'm going to use that to frame my layout, but the background pattern paper is one of the papers from the collection. I took the digital element of all of these hearts and then some splatters. I took that and added it to this pattern paper, and then once I printed it, I came back in with some faded jean and some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, and I added some splatters of my own to the background. So that is going to be what we are working off of. And I'm going to set this off to the side because the circles that I'm going to use are going to actually come off the page, and I don't want them to, I want to be able to cut them off easily before I go to put my background down on my navy cardstock. So that is where we were starting. So we're going to go ahead and create this page. And I will have in the links as well, obviously, the link to Traci's blog where you can see everyone else's take on one of Luly's, I think I said her name right, one of her pages that she's done. So there's lots of inspiration, lots of scrap lifts happening today. And so these are the photos that I'm working with. This is of my son. So those are what I'm going to work with on my layout today. And we are going to start. I've kind of put together over to the side here sort of little embellishment cluster groupings, just so I would have an idea of what I wanted to use. Now everything I'm using is pretty much from that collection, except for I have a couple of butterflies and a couple of labels, and my title is an acrylic. Those are about the only things that are not from this particular collection that I just pulled from my stash, sort of from my bin that I have sitting off to the side with just some random elements in it. So here are the circle elements that I said I was going to use on the page. Some of my circles have scallops, some of them are just a small stitch, and so I have a variety of those that I'm going to put on this page. And then I also have this sort of border, I guess it's kind of like a border sticker almost. So I have that that I'm thinking I'm going to put on here as well. And then I'm just grabbing my largest sets of circles so that I can get those situated on here first. So I know I want to have that one up here, I think, and that one over here. Maybe those like that. something like this is what I'm kind of going for. And I have these ones over here, and we'll see how that goes. And then what I'm thinking is, I was thinking I'm going to have my photos somewhere like that, and I like the idea of this underneath, and then I'm going to cover it up with some of these circles as well. So you're only going to see sort of the, I don't want it, the edges, because it doesn't go all the way across, so I didn't want the edges showing. So I'm thinking that I want to make sure at least the edges are covered. Maybe something like this. I think something along this line. Might need to bring that down. I'm not 100% sure. I'd like this to be underneath that. So this is really just a play now at this point of where my circles are going to land, and how I want sort of all of these pieces to sort of play. So what I might need to do is actually, because I can tell you right now that everything's going to move. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually go off camera now that I've got sort of the background laid out. I'd like to get these things glued down. I'll probably pop up my photos, but glue everything else down, cut off the edges, and then glue this to the background so that then everything is in place. And then I can start building the embellishment cluster. So I think let's go do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back, and my background is down, my photos are down, and I did, like I said, pop them up. So now we're going to build some clusters on this page. So I've grabbed some bits and pieces here. Like I said, there's a combination of items from all of the sort of, there was, I think, 3 kits, I guess you could say, that were released all free. I think one came with the newsletter, one was free if you purchased something. I forget now, but you can go check out Traci's website. And so I'm just pulling items, like I said, from that, or those kits, and then, like I said, a few things from my stash. And of course, everything wants to move. And I'm just kind of playing with where everything's gonna live. I haven't actually planned this out. I just know that I pulled all these pieces and I'd like to use them on this page. So we're gonna see how this goes. Some might work, some might not work. And just having a play. This butterfly, like I said, is also one of those pieces that I pulled in from my stash. So I have 2 of those that just were hanging out in my little bin. And so I pulled those. And now we're just going to layer up. I also have this flare. I have no idea where it came from, but I'm going to use that as well. I wish I could tell you where it came from, but I have no clue. So I'm going to layer all these bits and pieces up. Maybe put that under there. Maybe that coming in under here. another little butterfly. It's going to go up here, and just playing with all of the pieces. I have some little leaves that are in the collection that I thought I might throw in here. And I will probably play with these a bit more as I'm putting them together off camera, but definitely wanted to give you an idea of what it was going to look like. So something along that line for that cluster. And then I have this little gap right here, which I knew was going to happen. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to take these florals and pop them in here. And then I have this little wordy bit that I think I'm going to pop right in there, and then that sort of takes care of the fact that this photo is underneath this one and it's angled this way and up further, so it left that weird gap. So now filling that in gives me sort of no trapped space there, which I try not to have trapped white space or trapped space when I can get away with it. And so up here with this other slide frame, we're going to call it, is where my title is going to go. So my title is going to go right inside there. And then I'm going to put some of the same elements up here. I actually might come over that way just a little bit because I'm going to actually put these around here. And just playing with all of these pieces. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I didn't do this ahead of time, so I'm not positive where I want to put everything at this point. So bear with me while I fumble around and play with this for a second. And maybe those over here. And that in there. And that one in there. And I think we're going to go something like that. So I am going to go ahead and glue this down off camera. I have also pulled in, and when I come back after gluing all of this down, I'm just going to add a few of these sequins. They are called Sweet Joy. And if I'm not mistaken, these were actually created to go with this Radiate Joy collection. I am pretty sure that Spiegel Mom Scraps made these to complement this collection. So I am going to come in with a few of these and dot them in my clusters, and then we're going to call this one done. All right, finishing touches on this layout are the sequins. So I am going to go ahead and just add a butterfly trail to my butterflies to start. I'm looking for my sequin picker, and I'm going to put these down first, and then we're going to do a couple of clusters of sequins on the page as well to add just that extra element of something sparkly to finish this page. And then we will have a completed layout. So just going to do little groups of 3 and pull in all the sequins from this collection, since it matches so perfectly. So that is what we're going to do. And if everything will cooperate, I'm having a hard time picking up my sequins today for some reason. And Nothing wants to stick to my little pickup stick all of a sudden. And let's do one down here. And that is going to wrap it up for this. So don't forget, like I said, to go and check out all the other scrap lifts and all the other fun projects that are happening on the blog right now. Lots of inspiration out there. And once I get this down, I'm going to finish up with the cluster up there and just add a couple more. And that is going to do it. So still photos will be coming up next. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.